When you're moving toward a goal that isn't truly yours, a goal you internalized from what's expected, from logic, or from social norms, your higher consciousness begins to hold you back. At first, you notice you have no focus, no memory. You oversleep, forget things, arrive late. When too many of these small events pile up, it's a sign. You're going the wrong way, and your subconscious is not your ally. The second level of protection appears physically. You trip, fall, break something, sprain an ankle, smash your car headlights, or break just in time. These are second-level indicators. You're being physically stopped from going where you're not meant to go. Your subconscious senses that this path is unnecessary, useless, or even harmful. If you keep pushing forward anyway, the subconscious becomes stressed. It raises cortisol, lowers your immunity, and you start getting sick. Colds, infections, psychosomatic reactions. This is already dangerous because the subconscious begins accelerating anthropoptosis, the process of self-destruction, since it senses that your life, as you're living it, has lost meaning. You're moving toward a place where your dreams, goals, and needs cannot be realized. It's crucial to learn how to notice these signs. You can't leave, but you can arrive. You can't escape from something. You can only move toward something. When a person comes and talks only about what they want to get away from, but has no idea where they want to go, it's impossible to help them. Riding a bicycle while staring into the abyss you're afraid of falling into guarantees that you'll fall right into it. Look where you want to arrive. That's how the brain works. It coordinates and consolidates all internal resources and attracts all possible external resources to bring you exactly where your attention is directed. If you feel dissatisfaction, irritation, if nothing around you feels right, if you're getting sick often, if you wake up with no desire to do what you planned, these are clear indicators that everything needs to change. How the brain works with reality. You have a structure called the reticular formation. It works like a radar antenna, constantly scanning the external world for important signals, just like air defense systems scan the sky for potential threats. It works 24/7, even when you sleep, analyzing the environment to react instantly. When something appears in your field of perception, this information is sent throughout the brain and analysis begins. What is this object? Here, two structures come into play: the amygdala. They are responsible for decision-making. If there is enough information about the object, the amygdala make a decision and trigger action. If the information is insufficient, they generate anxiety and fear. Physiologically, this fear manifests as stress. The body prepares for a battle, though it's unclear whether you'll fight or run. Blood pressure rises. Blood flows to the muscles, brain, and sensory organs. The body prepares for action. Only when you clearly formulate where you want to go does the brain begin to pack internal resources and attract external ones. For that, the goal must exist. How to understand whether the goal is truly yours. A goal can only pull you out of a situation you dislike if it is genuinely yours. If the goal is not yours, it won't motivate you, which means there will be no creativity, no talent, no memory, no focus, no interest, no spark in your eyes, and no health to achieve it. So first, you must hear your own goal. The simplest way is to look for it in the realm of your dreams. Childhood dreams, for example, carry the energy of a nuclear power plant. If possible, ask your parents what you dreamed about as a child. And if you're a parent yourself, record a video with your child every year where they talk about their dreams. These recordings will help them immensely in adulthood. Childhood dreams form before pragmatism appears, before the mind starts evaluating everything as profitable or unprofitable, promising or not. When a child is overflowing with dreams, those dreams are rooted in their needs, psychology, history, and physiology. They must be preserved and ideally fulfilled. If your goal lies in this zone, you're on the right path. Later, when you move toward a goal that isn't yours, the brain uses several mechanisms to warn you. These mechanisms are called signs. The first level of signs is when you lose memory and attention. You oversleep, forget things, arrive late, feel no creativity, want to lie on the couch instead of moving forward, don't want to go to work, or set your priorities wrong, and end up doing something meaningless, missing a flight, staying up until 3 a.m., sleeping through the alarm, walking to your car only to realize you forgot your keys. Each of these events is unlikely on its own, and they're not connected to each other. But when several unlikely, unrelated events happen in a row, or at the same time, it's a sign that you're going the wrong way. The second level of signs appears when you walk through life without looking at the road with your inner gaze. Your eyes may be looking forward, but your attention is somewhere else entirely. When your focus is turned inward or sideways, your body reacts. Muscle tension, neck stiffness, back pain, joint discomfort. And because you're not fully present, you trip, fall, break something, sprain an ankle, smash your headlights, or knock off your side mirror. These are second-level indicators. Your brain is trying to stop you physically because you're moving towards something that isn't right for you. If you continue pushing forward, without attention, without memory, stumbling, breaking, spraining, but still stubbornly moving toward that wrong goal, your brain becomes stressed. It knows that once you get there, after spending time, energy, and effort, you won't receive what you're hoping for. This is where stress appears. Elevated cortisol, adrenaline, glucose. And then come the consequences: weight gain, high blood pressure, diabetes, psychosomatic symptoms, psoriasis, ulcers, and eventually even serious illnesses. The brain concludes, if you're not moving toward your true purpose, then life itself loses meaning, and it accelerates the process of self-destruction. Indicators that you're going the wrong way are simple. Life brings no joy, you get sick often, and everything feels uncomfortable. After that, you must begin analyzing what your true goal actually is. There are many tools for this. The first tool is to explore your childhood dreams. The second is to give yourself time to dream, truly dream, without limiting yourself by realistic constraints like money, opportunities, or whether you think you have a chance. These limitations are what we call ancestral programs, inherited patterns. They come in 4 forms. 1. Genetic and epigenetic programs. Not everyone has the physical capacity to become a world-class athlete or a supermodel. Genetics, body type, height. These factors set certain boundaries. They can be adjusted to some degree, but only within limits. 2. Cultural and family line programs. Different cultures and family systems shape different expectations, roles, and behavioral patterns. These inherited norms influence how we see ourselves, what we believe is possible, and how we relate to ambition, success, and personal expression. 3. Societal programs. These include stereotypes, collective beliefs, political and religious norms, and social expectations. This is how everyone lives here. This is what's acceptable. This is what people will think. These norms can restrict your ability to dream freely. 4. Limiting beliefs from authority figures. This is the virus implanted by someone whose opinion mattered to you. You'll never get into that university. People like us don't become wealthy. That world is not for you. As a result, you don't even try. You don't allow yourself to dream. If you want to become a millionaire, why not a billionaire? Who said you have a ceiling? These ceilings and limitations are the 4 layers of ancestral programs that prevent you from dreaming boldly. There was a Soviet-era poet named Sidorov. He was even at one point a minister of culture either in Russia or in the USSR. He had a poetry collection you never really read because you're not particularly into poetry. But back in your student years, One line from one of his poems struck you so deeply that you remembered it for life. People don't believe in miracles. That's why they never happen to them. Dreaming, creating tools, and giving yourself time to dream. It is essential to dream. Dreaming is a special state in which you begin to hear signals coming from within yourself. This inner channel is often blocked by a plug called upbringing. From childhood, you get used to being told what you want, what you should do, and how you should behave. In many Western educational systems, children are immediately told what they're going to do next. As a result, a child grows up accustomed to waiting for instructions and eventually stops hearing their own inner voice. This is why a whole branch of coaching and psychotherapy exists, to help a person reopen the channel between the subconscious and the conscious mind. When this channel is restored, life changes completely. First, you learn to listen to yourself. You can listen to others, but you must learn to hear yourself. The importance of acceptance. Second, you must accept yourself, your abilities, and your limitations. There was a phrase often repeated in the communist era. Freedom is the recognition of necessity. And it's absolutely true. If you consciously decide that you will not do something, or accept that something is impossible, you stop stressing about the fact that this option doesn't exist for you. Freedom is conscious necessity. When you decide you won't do something, you feel no discomfort about not having that option. No one forbade you, you chose it. And once you choose, the stress disappears. That path simply stops existing in your mind. We all know we're mortal. But once you personally accept this fact, truly accept it, you stop thinking about it constantly. If you spent every day obsessing over death, you would ruin your life and the lives of everyone around you. Everything begins with your neurochemical baseline. Everything starts with the neurochemical status of 4 neurotransmitters: serotonin, dopamine, oxytocin, and endorphins. They are genetically influenced. This is the first level of biological limitations.
But you can work with them.
You can increase them through lifestyle, daily rhythm, light exposure, nutrition, physical activity, art, and specific practices designed to strengthen each of these systems. Endorphins are the easiest. You simply need to allow yourself small pleasures. Endorphins come from doing what you want right now. Eating a piece of chocolate, enjoying your morning coffee, 2 or 3 cups a day even reduce the risk of heart disease, according to cardiologists. Anything that brings you joy, gifts, treats, pleasant sensations, improves your quality of life. You must allow yourself these moments. Oxytocin increases through physical connection and sensory comfort. Hugging, petting a dog, wearing soft clothes, taking a warm bath. Grooming rituals, cuddling, falling asleep in someone's arms, holding a child on your lap. All of this strengthens your oxytocin system. It's no coincidence that people say you need 8 to 12 hugs a day. Pets extend human life because they constantly invite physical affection. They come to you sincerely, seeking closeness, and you should do the same for yourself. Endorphins are your little celebrations. Oxytocin is your physical warmth. Dopamine and serotonin are more complex. About 40% of your sense of happiness or unhappiness depends on the development of your dopamine system, your ability to anticipate, get excited, set goals, think about them, move toward them, organize the process, and enjoy the achievement. Everything related to motivation and anticipation is dopamine-driven. It's obvious that a child who never participated in activities grows up with a completely different dopamine system than a child who had sports, theater classes, and family traditions. If your whole family decorated the Christmas tree together, prepared holiday dishes, waited for guests, and you were asked to recite a poem for Santa, you felt nervous, excited, stood there thinking, he's about to come. And then you finally said your poem, standing on a little stool by the tree, and received a gift. Later, maybe you joined a drama club. You spent a whole year preparing a play, learning your lines, rehearsing, worrying, and then you stepped onto the stage and the audience applauded. Or you joined a sports club. You trained for competitions, lost once and cried. Everyone was upset. Then you gathered your strength, tried again, won, and came home with a little chocolate medal. Your parents hung it on the wall, and every time you walked past it, you felt proud. You showed it to your friends, and relatives admired it. Yes, it was just chocolate, not an Olympic medal, but you felt proud. Your past became a list of victories. Those medals, certificates, and good grades motivated you. And this basic foundation, plus lifestyle, nutrition, supplements like amino acids, a healthy daily rhythm, and proper light exposure can significantly raise your serotonin and dopamine levels. And with high oxytocin and endorphins, you feel happy, energized, and fulfilled. Then something even more important happens. Your subconscious begins supporting you with everything: attention, memory, interest, talents, abilities, energy, immunity, when you're moving toward your true goal. When you take action and see results, your movement toward the goal triggers not only dopamine but also noradrenaline. Noradrenaline is the hormone of creativity and genius, and at the same time, the hormone of a healthy immune response. It restores immunity to its optimal level. This is why people who move toward their true purpose, supported by their subconscious, and who don't just lie on the couch dreaming but actually take action, either physically or mentally planning their next steps, experience noradrenaline-based stress, not destructive stress. And such people rarely get sick. They live long, healthy lives. Everything we've discussed comes down to one truth. Your life is the result of where you direct your attention, energy, and actions. If you pursue someone else's goals, live by someone else's rules, or limit yourself with someone else's beliefs, your brain and body will begin sending signals: fatigue, illness, stress, loss of interest. These are not coincidences. They are indicators that you've strayed from your path. True strength comes when you hear yourself, your real desires and dreams. When you accept your abilities and limitations, but don't allow them to limit your path. When you use your resources, body, emotions, mind, to maintain motivation, joy, and health. Every step toward your true goal, every thoughtful and sincere action, gives you energy, inspiration, and confidence. Remember, your brain is designed to support you when you're on your path. When you move toward what truly matters to you, everything around you begins aligning in your favor. New ideas appear, new opportunities open, new people show up to support your journey. And when you act, the hormones of joy, creativity, and immunity activate. You become stronger and healthier. So start today. Listen to yourself. Remember your dreams. Take the first step and keep moving. It doesn't matter whether the step is small or big. What matters is that it's yours. And then every goal, every dream will stop being just an idea. It will become your life. Live your purpose. Love the process. Appreciate every step, and life will become everything you've always wanted. If this video was helpful and inspiring for you, subscribe to our channel, The Power of the New Me, so you don't miss new episodes on growth, motivation, and self-development. And to help us understand what resonates with you, leave a comment below. Share which idea touched you the most, or tell us about your goal and how you're moving toward it. Your voice matters to us.